Tag, you're it. I've been seeing some YWC YouTubers on my Facebook and on Twitter and on YouTube do this WWE Fan Tag challenge thing. I've been seeing it, and the thing that I did the most, like when I played tag in real life, is that I just sat back. I didn't really run that much. I found a nice shady spot to hide in if it was a nice sunny day, and just relax. That's what I did during all this. Like, I'm not really one of those big dudes that are like, man, I gotta go out there and get tagged and all this other stuff. Like, nah, man, that's not me. So I said, if I get tagged during this WWE Fan Tag Challenge, I'll do a video out of respect, because that person, some way, somehow found out that Chase Oliver did not do this. So I was chilling, right, just like normal, and then all of a sudden, boom, I get double tagged by Okayfabe and the Angry Mark. Is that even legal? Is that even fair to get double tagged? I don't even think that's in the rule book. But hey, man, they just double tagged me. They double teamed me. They hit me with the 3D. And now it's time for me to answer 20 questions for this WWE Fan Tag Challenge. So if you guys watch the old Q&As of Chase Oliver, buckle up. You're in for an old school vintage video from me. Alrighty then. As far as who I'm tagging, tag, you're it. Yes, you people watching the video right now, I'm tagging you guys. Okay, guys can make it in video format, or you can answer the questions in the comment section down below. The questions will be in the description box for you people. Alright then, question number 1. How long have you been watching wrestling for? Since the year 2000. You know, I started in 98, but when I started watching full time was the year 2000. Man, 16 years of wrestling. That's insane. Fuck. That's just crazy to think about, man. Question number 2, favorite superstar. Alright, so when I looked at this question, I was like, what should I say? Because, like, honestly, you guys know my favorite superstar is Randall Keith Orton. But he's injured. And I haven't seen him wrestle since, like, October. So he's kind of off the list. And then I was trying to think of other superstars I like. And I'm all like, alright, Triple H and Undertaker, well, they're part-timers, so... like, I was just like, that's kind of not fair. So I decided, you know what? Gotta go with the usual Chase Oliver 5. Gotta go with the current number 1 of the Chase Oliver 5. Favorite superstar is Roman Reigns. The cockfist, baby. Yeah, it's not a joke or anything. I really do like watching Roman Reigns wrestle. I find it simple. I like that he's simple. Goes out there, screams, Superman punch, maybe a Samoan drop, some random ass vertical suplex, spear. I'm good with that. I'm good with what Roman Reigns can do in the ring. Is he the best character overall? No, not really. WWE has been writing him terribly. I don't know why WWE writes this guy terribly. This guy has so much potential, but hey, that's them. But he's not the best talker either. I'll admit that. I don't care. Yeah, he's not the best talker. I just like watching the guy work. I think he does a really good job. So, yes, I am a legit Roman Reigns fan. It's not just some joke just to piss off you people. I actually do like the guy. Ever since the Shield days, I was like, oh, man, dude, I really do like this guy. He's really cool. And I still feel that way about him. So, I'm behind you, Roman. Believe that. Favorite Diva is question number 3. See, not even close. Sasha Banks, the boss, baby. Moving on. Question 4. One independent wrestler you want to come into WWE or NXT. My one independent wrestler that I want to come into WWE or NXT. Adam Cole, I'm pretty sure is going to be a popular answer from a lot of people. Who's that one guy? Part of Re-DR Agon. I know it's called Red Dragon, assholes. I'm just trying to be funny there. Re-DR Agon's, I always get these motherfuckers messed up. Kyle O'Reilly is going to be another popular one. He's like the new age Daniel Bryan and shit like that. Oh, God. But I like Dalton Castle on the independent teams. Dalton Castle would be like the one guy I really want. I know, like, I wanted to say Ricochet when I first answered this because I feel Ricochet would work well with what WWE is currently doing. But we have so many high flyers right now in the WWE, and especially with the pickup of AJ Styles, do we really need another high flyer in the WWE? Way too many high flyers, and they don't know how to utilize these guys well at all, the high flyers. At least with Dalton Castle, although his moveset, I think, will have trouble transitioning to WWE. And what I mean is this: Dalton Castle is a technical wrestler, but a lot of his wrestling moveset relies on him doing like the odd man strength, where he just like, he doesn't look like he's strong, but he can do a bunch of cool deadlifts, suplexes, does a lot of Germans and stuff like that. And it's like, you already have Chad Gable, who's like a legit U.S. Olympic wrestler and stuff like that. And Chad Gable's ripped as hell, so you can believe he could deadlift someone. You know, you already got the vaudevillains down in NXT, kind of doing that weird oddball shtick. And not only that, suplexing. Come on, Suplex City, bitch. You're top draw Brock Lesnar. So that's my only problem with Dalton Castle, but I think he has a character enough to be a good main eventer on NXT and a really good mid-carder for the WWE. And WWE definitely needs good mid-carders. Not every guy needs to be a main eventer in the WWE. I think wrestling fans need to understand that. What we need more are good mid-carders. We have enough dudes in the main event. Okay, we have enough dudes in the main event to last us a good 3 to 4 years. What's really missing in the WWE are good, solid dudes in the mid-card. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. How many WrestleManias have you been to? If none, which would you want to go back and attend to live? As question 5. I haven't been to any. My dad swears that I was at WrestleMania 12 on his lap watching Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart do a 60-minute Iron Man match, but I don't remember that because I was only 2 when that happened. So I don't remember that whatsoever. So I'm saying none. And if I were to go back to a WrestleMania live and attend it, it would be WrestleMania 21. It was an event that I wanted to go to after witnessing WrestleMania 20. We were trying to get tickets. We couldn't get tickets. I was so sad too, man. I wish I knew about pre-sale codes and access and not the access, the travel packages back then, man. We would have definitely gone to WrestleMania 21. But this is an event. That's my favorite WrestleMania. Just the matches that they have on there. Guerrero and Rey Mysterio is a nice opener. You got Shawn versus Kurt Angle, which is one of the most underrated WrestleMania matches ever. I think Orton and Taker is a pretty damn good match itself. Like, there's only like really 2 fluff matches on that card, and that's like Big Show versus Akibono and Christy Hemme versus Trish Stratus. So that's not bad. I mean, yeah, WWE Championship match was the start of the Super Cena era, and it was not really that good of a match, but yeah, it's passable to me. I give it a decent like thumbs in the middle. So yeah, I'll take it. So I'll go to WrestleMania 21. And plus, I was a big John Cena dude back then, so I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, just so many good moments. I'll just be so hyped up for it. Question 6. Next NXT Superstar you want to see called up in 2016? Oh, God. Samoa Joe, because he's the only one that's worth the damn right now. Oh, yeah, shots fired. Ooh, Finn Balor. Without the face paint, he's boring. Finn boring. Oh, what about Apollo Crews, Chase? I like Apollo Crews, but all he does is go, yeah! 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 All he does is smile and say, yeah, oh, that screams next big star. Until he does nothing and he gets suspended for touching Vince for whatever reason. For unprofessional conduct. Yeah, I went there. Why was Harrison Neal doing that anyways? Why would you touch Vince at all? Come on, cuz. Think. Alright, enough of that. But who else is on NXT that I can rip on for a little bit? Oh, Baron Corbin. Yeah. Deer in the headlights, baby. Deer in the headlights. Oh, that smells money to me. He's so interesting. What other fucks do we have here? Is Hideo Tommy still injured? Yeah, he's still injured. I'm sorry. Samoa Joe's the only one worth the damn, to me at least, that you bring up on the main roster. I think Finn Balor has a ways to go before you bring him up on the main roster. I feel like if you bring him up on the main roster, the way you're utilizing guys now, he'll just end up being a big flop and disappointment. The only thing that would save him is his freaking face paint. But how many times he has to come out in the same ass carnage ass fucking face paint? Doesn't matter what he paints on his back. It fades away in the first 5 minutes of the match anyways. So yeah, just saying. I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't give a fuck. Samoa Joe's the only one worth the damn to bring up on the main roster. That's the truth. Dream WrestleMania main event. Ooh. My dream WrestleMania main event. If I could make a dream WrestleMania main event, what would it be? Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan. Yeah, no doubt about it. I would also want a pre-package where, you know, we see Steve and Hogan break down the match and just the backstage politics that would go on for that. That would be epic. And hopefully Steve Austin does what Shawn Michaels did during the SummerSlam 2005 match with Hogan, because that was hilarious. So yeah. Oh, could you imagine just the no-selling of the moves? Oh, but the crowd would be hot for that match. So that's one of them. That would be my dream WrestleMania main event. It would be Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan. I know not a very innovative choice, but hey, would be a fucking sick match. Favorite non-WWE promotion: California Championship Wrestling in Hollywood. Yeah, that's my favorite non-WWE promotion, baby. I go to that shit all the time. It's down by Port Hueneme. Get to go fishing and watch some professional wrestling. I get to see some PWG dudes up in there and stuff like that. So I get to know some of these PWG guys and stuff. Sometimes big independent guys come. I mean, the shows are free. They're free. So going there is not a cost expense whatsoever. Shows are free. Sometimes they'll make you pay 20 or 30 bucks, but that's because they'll get like a Colt Cabana, or like the NWA title will be on the line and stuff like that. And there'll be like some big superstar there, so they'll charge you 20 or 30 bucks. But it's nice. It's good stuff. So I like it. The storylines are nothing amazing, but if I want different from what WWE brings, I'll go to that. So yeah, that's my favorite non-WWE promotion. This California Championship Wrestling in Hollywood, because it hits at home. Alrighty then. Favorite style of wrestling? Question 9. Storytelling. Just get me enthralled in the story. Just make me believe what you're doing is serious. Don't make it goofy. Don't make it stupid. Just good freaking story. Commentators doing their jobs. Commentating the match. Telling me what's going on and educating folks. That's my favorite style of wrestling. I'm sorry, kicks and strong style, that's not wrestling. The only thing close to wrestling in professional wrestling is technical wrestling, and that's not fun to watch. Have you guys seen technical wrestling live? It's not fun whatsoever. I used to wrestle in high school. I can tell you, we didn't sell out the gymnasium in high school because wrestling is not that fun unless you know the sport. All right. Question 10. How many wrestling shows have you attended? Way too many in my lifetime. I don't know. I can't name you all of them. I go to California Championship Wrestling in Hollywood. I used to go to a lot of PWG events back in the day, a lot of CMLL events when they would go up in California. They would always wrestle in Ventura. I don't know why. They would always wrestle in Ventura, California. And then afterwards, the other events I would go to, I always go to like a TNA event. Like I went to a couple TNA events. I went to Bound for Glory when they were in Irvine. I always get the years mixed up. It was AJ Styles versus Sting in the main event. I'm getting my years mixed up when it comes to Bound for Glory. I think it was 2009. I'm going to say 2009 on the limb here. Oh yeah, it was 2009 because then the next year was 10-10-10. 10-10-10. Oh god, great shit. But yeah, so 2009. Bound for Glory, and then a couple house shows when they would rarely come to California. Like, it would be super rare when TNA would come to California. So I always scooped up TNA tickets because it's like they don't come out here to film the TV show. And it wasn't like their house show tickets were expensive. WWE live events, if they're in Anaheim or Los Angeles, and if I'm feeling Bakersfield, I'll go to those. And Los Angeles, most of the time I just kind of wait until a pay-per-view's coming by for WWE. Then I'll go to it. I don't really like going to the TV shows live. That's just me. I'm not a big, let me go to Monday Night Raw, let me go to Thursday Night SmackDown tapings guy type of live, because, I don't know, I just like going to the house shows sometimes, because the house shows, they just feel like they go by a little bit quicker. You know, they don't feel like they go on forever. You get to see a lot more goofier stuff, and you can get better seats for cheap. I mean, pay-per-views and Raws live, they're tight and all. Like, pay-per-views are fun live. Pay-per-views are kind of like a nicer-looking house show and stuff like that. But Raws and SmackDown live, like, sometimes you'll just get shit where you're just like, oh, my God, why am I here? Unless it's like a night after WrestleMania type of deal or like a big-time type of deal. Raw where, like, The Rock's returning or something. That's the only time I'll regret not going to a Raw live. But other than that, I go to, like, most of the house shows that go on. I like going to Bakersfield a lot because their arena is really small. So no matter where you sit, you just feel like you have, like, a front row seat. And here comes some person from Bakersfield in the comment section now telling me, no, our arena's big. What are you talking about? And I'll be like, fuck you, dog. Used to live there. I know it's not that big. Used to go to those Bakersfield Jam games all the time, baby. Felt like I was watching. I was front row all the time. Oh, question 11. Which pay-per-view do you want WWE to bring back? I'll say Armageddon. Why not Armageddon? Armageddon sounds like a cool pay-per-view. It has some good memories in my heart. Some underrated matches under there. I mean, the Fatal 4-Way WWE World Championship match at Armageddon 04. Orton versus Taker in the Hell in a Cell 05. Then we have Armageddon 06. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match. So, ladder match. So, I'll go with that one, man. Armageddon seems like a cool pay-per-view. And it fits the month, man. It's the end of the year. The end is here. It's time for a new year and stuff like that. Just like Armageddon. And a lot of their stages were cool, too. And that theme song was tight. The end is here. The game is over. No time for dancing. No more. No more. I'm like, oh, God. Just awesome. Just amazing. So, yeah, I'll go with Armageddon. Just for the theme song alone, mostly. To be honest, I could have answered that question shortly, but I wanted to back up the answer of Armageddon. Question 12. Will we ever have an NXT TakeOver Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view? What? What's this question? Will we ever have an NXT TakeOver Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view? Oh, like NXT TakeOver like Raw or SmackDown, or they have their own pay-per-view? Well, nowadays, they don't really have pay-per-views. They're called special events on the WWE Network. So, I guess TakeOver Raw would be kind of cool. It depends on how they write it. And especially with a lot of guys coming up from NXT, it would just make no sense either. Because then later on, you're like taking over Raw, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, LOL, we're going to go up to the main roster. It'd be kind of stupid. So, they already have kind of like pay-per-views, like special events. So, like I said, they already have that going for them. So I'll say, sure, maybe we'll have a TakeOver pay-per-view one day. Maybe they'll just make a 3-hour TakeOver. Question 13, will Daniel Bryan wrestle another match in WWE? No, he retired. I'm guessing this challenge was made way later, way before Daniel Bryan's retirement speech, so it's fine. Question 14, do you consider TNA as the number 2 or another promotion? Ah! TNA as the number 2. Get the fuck out of here. Another promotion being number 2. There ain't no number 2. Shut the hell up with this whole, there's number 2 to WWE. There's no number 2 to WWE. The WWE has their number 2, and that's NXT. I mean, Lucha is starting. I can't really go out there and say Lucha Underground is a number 2 promotion in wrestling. I mean, it's only been around for 2 years. It's on a network that no one gets, pretty much. Like, only certain cable providers provide the El Rey network. And a lot of people are wanting Lucha Underground because it's a good TV show. But it's nowhere near a number 2. And especially with the shit going on with AAA, and the way they are paying their guys and how their checks are bouncing or something like that. I can't remember. Rey Mysterio's trying to live that company for some payment issues and stuff like that. But AAA does provide Lucha Underground. And if AAA's in trouble, then Lucha Underground could be in trouble too. So, yeah, I can't name Lucha Underground the number 2 promotion in the world. I can't be sitting here lying to you guys that I say New Japan Pro Wrestling is the number 2 promotion in the world, because really, to be honest, outside of Japan and inside of the States, New Japan Pro Wrestling is not that freaking big. It just isn't. You can fool yourselves and say it's big because they sell out the Tokyo Dome and blah, 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 but if you were to bring New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I know they've had shows at baseball stadiums and all that stuff, but if you actually brought New Japan Pro Wrestling to an American city and try to sell out a football stadium like they do with WrestleMania every year, they won't do it. That's just the bottom line. I guarantee you, if you brought out New Japan Pro Wrestling and you try to tell them, hey, go sell at Levi's Stadium, they won't even come close. So I can't be saying New Japan Pro Wrestling is the #2 wrestling promotion in the world. Keep in mind, in the world. I mean, if we're saying in Japan, it'd be a different story. Be a huge different story, but we're talking about the whole world. You're going to sit here and try to tell me New Japan Pro Wrestling is #2. Get the fuck out of here. And you're trying to tell me that TNA is #2. That's a joke. WWE has a #2 brand, and it's under the WWE name. How fucked up is that? What a monopoly. Question 15. Dream WrestleMania location. Anywhere but the United States. Give Mexico or the UK a WrestleMania. I think Mexico could have some crazy ass WrestleMania. I can just picture the orange lights or something. I don't know. I don't know why I picture orange for Mexico, but I picture some like mean ass orange lights at a Mexico arena, just these crazy fans and stuff like that. You know, we get some really good Divas photos of them on the beach and some funny vignettes for the commercials and feel like I'm watching WrestleMania. It'll be fun. And it's like, yeah, dig that. I can dig that. The London one, I think London would be just a good, passionate crowd that would just carry WrestleMania. Like, the card could be shitty, but it's all right. We got the good crowd there, so it could carry it. We'll have blowhorns. We have those Benzitos. I forgot the names of them, but they're at the World Cup. Those things, like, they'll just be hyped the whole time. So, like, the card could be shitty as hell, but it's all right. We got the crowd, so they'll be able to carry the show and make it entertaining. Favorite WWE Mattel figure you own? I don't own any WWE Mattel figures. I own Jack Pacific, baby. Don't buy those crappy Mattels. It's all about Jack Pacific, man. Never forget. I own TNA Mattel figures. My favorite TNA Mattel figure is my AJ Styles that has like a weird flicky thing on his back. He has like a weird back thing so he can kick people. It's really weird. Annoys me too because when I used to play with him as a kid, I would get pissed off by that. I almost cut it off, but I didn't want to ruin the toy. I don't know why. It was just bugged me though. It bugged me to no end. Question 17: if Triple H takes over WWE, will the product be better or worse? Honestly, everyone says it's going to be better, but I think it's going to take a slight decline. And here's the reason why I say that. Although Vince is old and senile, Vince knows what's, as Triple H would say on TV, best for business. He's a billionaire for a reason. I mean, there's a reason why he stayed on top of the wrestling industry for so freaking long. He knows what he's doing. And I feel with Triple H, like he's still learning the business portion of wrestling. I think when it comes down to what he can do with a product, he can do a pretty good job. But I think Triple H sometimes is way too old school that it hurts the company, where he like has this weird like, oh, I'll book old, like if you watch NXT, it's like, yeah, you have some old school elements that old school fans can kind of appreciate, but then there's some of that new school crap where they will build up a guy and then nothing comes out of it whatsoever. They'll sign a new talent and they'll fuck the rest of their talents just so that way that new talent gets over. It feels like it's a lot of the same repetitive crap, and I know people are gonna say, well, that's how old school wrestling was. But yeah, you can do old school wrestling, but you can also add a unique taste to that old school wrestling. You don't always have to stick to just what worked in the 90s. You can add that old school element, but add some new school into it as well. And I feel like Triple H is still learning to do that, because when it comes down to NXT, if NXT was such a huge draw, like so many wrestling fans make it out to be, why isn't the WWE Network not at 3 million, 4 million subscribers? If NXT was that huge, it would be helping out the network a lot more. And I really think that NXT sometimes is a flawed show. I think a lot of people look at NXT, think it's such a great show and everything like that, but I think they only think it's a great show because a lot of their independent guys are going out there wrestling, and sometimes they will have that one match on the weekly show where you're saying, oh man, that match was really good. But that's every once in a blue moon. Most of the time, I think NXT strikes out half the time. Being dead honest here. So I think Triple H would actually be worse. I think he would actually make the product more dull and boring than it is now. I think he plays a great on-screen character. I think he knows talent. I think he knows which cream rises to the top. I think he would do a better job handling the characters. But as far as booking and creative go, I think it would be a lot worse because he would be listening to Stephanie McMahon a lot of times, and we all know how good Stephanie is when it comes to creative, right, guys? Question 18. Did John Cena bury Bray Wyatt? Wait. Oh, I want to know who did these questions because this is not even a question. This is like a statement. Did John Cena bury Bray Wyatt? Yeah, John Cena buried Bray Wyatt, man. He defended his legacy, damn it. Did it for everyone. You can't see me. How many more years does John Cena have left? Question 19. I don't know at this point. Like, I remember I read this Pro Wrestling Illustrated article, and I read this recently because it was in 2005. It was like their end of the year 2005 thing, and they were predicting what would happen with the wrestlers in 5, 10, and 15 years and stuff like that. And so they did John Cena in 2010, and they said like John Cena would be a mid-carder by then, and then they said John Cena in like 2015, and then I remember reading it. It was like, oh, John Cena never really captured the success that he had in 05 through 07, but he was still a good commodity, winning multiple intercontinental titles in the mid-card division, and was a successful wrestler for the time being. And I just sit there and I laugh at reading that because it's like the opposite. John Cena's like the never-ending thing. He will never leave. He never gives up. So I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm saying, man. Like I'm answering questions. I don't know. Give 8 years. How about that? Until WrestleMania 50. I'll go WrestleMania 50 right there. So a long ass time. Because John Cena said it himself. I want to be there for WrestleMania 50. Question 20. Who is the future of the WWE? The future. And the future. 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 I don't know. I don't think they have one right now. I don't think there's no future right now for the WWE. I don't think there's a future superstar. Being dead honest here. Just being dead honest here. I don't think they have one right now. Yep, they don't have any. I'm thinking. Yeah, they don't have any. Alright guys. Thank you guys very much. For all you viewers, you guys are tagged. Leave your answers in the comment section down below. Questions are in the description box. Thank you, Okayfabe and the Angry Mark, for tagging me in this one. Raw review coming out maybe later. Maybe. Just maybe later. Maybe you'll see a Raw review from me. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, guys, if you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseAlways68. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.